Hi, I'm Chantel Cohen, and today's topic is, are you headed for divorce? There are two fantastic researchers that happen to be husband and wife. They are John and Julie Gottman. And they, through all their years of research, I think combined, they probably have like 50 years of research between the two of them. And they are kind of gurus in the business of couples counseling. And they have found a formula that tells them whether you are more likely to divorce. It is so accurate. It is 90% accurate that you will have a divorce if you don't correct these behaviors. So here's what they are. And pay close attention, guys, because it's really important for you to correct this. Okay. So, according to John and Julie Gottman, there are 4 predictors of divorce. And they call them the 4 horsemen. And the 4 horsemen are like these behaviors that they see over and over in research that tend to come up for those couples that divorce. And so the first one is criticism. And this probably doesn't surprise you guys. But I want you to think about what criticism means. It implies that there's something fundamentally wrong with your partner. And so when you say it's you, it's not me, that if you just didn't do this, everything would be okay. You know, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you've got a real problem with X. And so if you find yourself criticizing your partner or your partner criticizing you, then I want you to check that box. Remember that criticism is different from feedback. Criticism implies that there's something fundamentally wrong with your partner. Second is defensiveness. Oh, this is a oldie but goodie. And what it really does is it prevents the person who's defending from taking responsibilities for their own actions. I'll hear my favorite of all. This is my all-time favorite, guys, is this is just me. If you can't deal with it, I've always been this way. You're the only one who says something that's wrong with me. Nobody else, I don't hear that from anyone else. What you're doing is you're saying that, you know what? I don't take any responsibility. Again, that nobody else has told you have that issue and that this is just me. That's my favorite because it's a limiting belief that keeps you from actually taking responsibility and making a change. So if you're defensive, and also, defensiveness, you're not listening, you're thinking of a rebuttal before your partner even gets anything out. You're not listening at all is one of the keys as well. So criticism, defensiveness. Thirdly, which is another one that I see often, is called stonewalling. Oftentimes you've heard me on videos talk about, people who stop talking, they shut down. But really what they're doing is they just leave. They either leave physically, I'm out of here. I don't want to listen to this anymore. Or they check out emotionally and they're just not there. They just stop talking. They stop making eye contact. That they're someplace else. They have detached, disconnected, and that is, man, oh man, it really sends a strong message to your partner. I don't care. I don't give an F. You're not even worth listening to or staying in the room. My clients, I'll often hear them say things like, well, I just didn't want to make it worse. Or, it just feels like I can't say anything. But what happens is you're saying something. You're really saying you're not worth listening to. And that's a tough one, and I don't care. And so lastly is contempt. And contempt, in my opinion, and I'm not speaking for the Gottmans, contempt in some ways feels like the worst to me because it's this belittling quality. Contempt is any statement or nonverbal behavior that puts yourself on a higher ground or higher plane than your partner. And so you'll hear things like, for example, you're at a dinner party and one partner's telling a story and the other one's like, you don't know how to tell the story. You always get it wrong. I don't know why can't you just get this right? So they do some, it sounds like criticism, but there's a veiled disgust in it. And it is mocking. Like if your partner, if you're like, this really matters to me, and they're like, oh, this really matters to me. It makes you feel silly. I mean, it is so demeaning. It has a demeaning quality. That person is giving off disgust as well as contempt. And it is so hurtful because it has this belittling quality. It's meant to make you feel small in the relationship. So you can see, for me, that one is just so hard to see in couples counseling that usually I'll say something like, okay, slow it down for a minute. I just saw something there. Is this what happens between the two of you? Tell me what I just saw. And so I get them identifying right then and there that, okay, I just rolled my eyes. Well, what are you communicating to that person? And so these are so important because, guys, if you're seeing contempt, stonewalling, defensiveness in your relationship, and you're also seeing, gosh, please forgive me, I've actually forgotten the first one. Oh, criticism. How could I forget that? That if you're seeing all those in your relationship, it is not good. And there's, again, 90% prediction rate that you will divorce. So I'm going to tell you the house is on fire if these things are going on. And one of the first things I want you to do is to think about getting a therapist. You can go to our website, chantelcohen.com, and I'm there. One of my team members is there. Call us up, set an appointment. Also, if you're not quite ready yet for couples counseling, I recommend that you go to becomeoneagain.com and get my couples communication program, which is going to address getting rid of the 4 horsemen and improving your communication. Guys, this is not a hard sell. It doesn't have to be me. When I say the house is on fire, you really need to do something about this. And so if it's not me, please call a therapist, do what you need to do. But this is urgent. Share this video with your partner and let them know that it is important for you to do something about it. I'm Chantel Cohen, and I help you become one again. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. I'll see you soon.